This morning we're going to tackle putting in the sound deadener. The rust encapsulator is all dry in the car, so that's the next step we're going to get moving on today. This is the sound deadener that I picked up. I just grabbed it off of Amazon. There was a bunch of different ones. This one seemed like a good price. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it, but it seemed like a good deal. And the reviews were pretty good for it, so this is what we're going to be installing in the car today. So spots like this, I'm going to have to get a razor knife and cut it so it can overlap, otherwise I'm going to have a big fold. But otherwise it seems to be going down decent. You can see where I got a cut for my screw hole there. So as long as I can get all of them to do that, we shouldn't have any problems finding out where we need to cut our holes. This shouldn't take too long to do. What?
Funny.
What, did I say that?
Yeah, you should know better.
Let me show the difference in sound already here. I imagine the more I get on this, the more muffled it's going to be, so this stuff's going to work great. I'm making the wife do all the work now. She's doing a good job.
Well, thank you.
Well, here's where we're at. We got this much of it covered. But we ran out of the sound deadener. We almost got the entire floor done. I think it was 37 square feet is what was in the box. I should have bought 50 square feet, but that's fine. We got this in, and then I ordered 2 more boxes because I do want to wrap up and over that back seat area to quiet it down with the air compressor for the airbags. And we're also going to put some in the doors too. So 2 more boxes will be on the way. Next thing we're going to do is put some tape over these seams, some aluminum tape, because when you're crawling around in here, we're sticking to it. I saw some other people putting tape on it too. I don't know if that's necessary, but we're going to do it. First thing I'm doing is trying to get some of these creases out from being folded up in a box, just so it lays out a little nicer. I'll probably still have to do this when I get them back from getting sewed and put them onto the panels themselves. But it looks a lot better on this side than that side just by taking the wrinkles out. Not a professional here, I'm just trying to wing it. Well, marking this with a Sharpie is not working at all. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just carefully cut along this while it's sitting on the table. All right, so the plan now, I need to fold this and start ironing it, and then we're gonna pin it right to this fabric. So we're not going to film the other side because you already saw the process here. We're just going to repeat it. I started making the pieces of the vinyl and forgot to start documenting it. So here we are. I already got a couple of them cut out, but this is my metal flake vinyl that I'm going to be using to wrap the backs of the seats. It's going to be on the lower sections of the door panels, door handles, a few other areas in the car. So that's what we're doing now. I already have a couple of them cut out, so we're just going to finish cutting these out. Yeah, this vinyl is going to look really nice, and it matches the roof of the car as well. And the trim pieces that are painted metal flake inside the car. So this is going to go well with the whole theme of everything. These pieces here are going to be a little bit trickier for me to do. There's these metal parts that go around the side of the seat, the front seat, and they're wrapped with this fabric. I'm going to be wrapping the fabric with the vinyl. How it works, I don't know if you watched the other video, but it hooks into the back side of the metal, and then you pull all this taut around the metal and tuck it under to staple it. And then this one here, it wraps down around the back seat, the back of the front seat. But it kind of has a seam here so that it can make the curve and come down around the side. And then it has this cardboard tucked in because you tuck that up underneath as well in order to pull all these down and get them tight. So there's a little more thinking to this than there was to the door panels. I have to make sure that everything lines up and is also the correct measurements. I mean, if I end up with some excess material, I guess I can always cut that off, but I got to make sure that I leave excess just in case that happens. But yeah, I'm gonna have to pull all these seams to make fabric pattern for these parts. So I bought 3 yards of this vinyl and I got just enough. I got some leftovers on the side to do the door handles, but this is it. These are the last pieces I got to mark and cut. So I got lucky because this stuff was a pain in the ass to get. The first time I ordered it, they sent the wrong color. The second time they folded it and it damaged the product, so I had to order it a third time. It took me like a month altogether, I think, to get this stuff here. So I'm glad I don't got to order it again. So what we're going to tackle now is trying to figure out how to get this window out. I have to replace this channel, and it goes down there quite a ways on both sides. And there's no way I can take this out with this window in here. I looked on YouTube and I did not find a single video for a 52 Chevy on how to remove the window glass. So I'm kind of worried though about like dropping something in the door because I can't get my hands in here to grab anything. It's literally got a whole bottom to it, so I can't touch the glass from here. And I don't understand how it clips in. But I'm also worried that if I do take this stuff I won't get it back in. I don't really know. I guess what we can start with is I'll pop this screw, see if I can get the channel out of these clips, and if I can get it out of there, then we won't mess with any of this. But if I can't, then we got to mess with this, and I guess then we'll figure it out from there. So let's start with this here. There's clips up in here. I don't know how they actually fasten to that. I might need a screwdriver to get that out. There's 2 of them. There's one down here, one up here.
A flathead?
Yeah, I'll need a flathead screwdriver.
Does it matter if it's short?
I need a good, sturdy one, not a little bitty baby one. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these clips on the new window channel because the new one doesn't come with clips. It's just the channel itself. And then I got to figure out how to make it go back into the car. So this whole thing is a little sketchy to me, but I cannot leave this rot in here and this weather stripping like it is, so I have to tackle it. This should be replaced too, but I don't even know how to do that one. That's just the outside weather stripping. Let's see. It looks like those clips go on to this and then they pop into there. So I wonder if there's a way to pry those out of that. I got one clip down. Let's see if we can keep going with those. Well, that one I can't even get at it. Oh, it's not even clipped in. They missed it when they put it in. They went under the spot where they're supposed to go. The only video that I could find that was close to this, a guy had a 55 Chevy that he was doing some window channel work, but it's not at all like my car, so it wasn't really helpful. This looks completely different in a 55 Chevy. Like, he had a huge panel here that was open. He could reach right in. I don't want to be prying the glass because we're going to shatter that shit, so that ain't going to work. Oh, man. It's like wedged in there. What the hell? It feels like there's a clip down inside the damn door, too. That's not good. Oh, that just broke out of there, so it's not connected to that anymore, unfortunately. Well, this isn't as easy as I was hoping. I've got to figure out how this glass comes out. Okay, so I ended up grabbing the window crank and I rolled the window back up. There's some screws here and back here on the track. And from what I can tell, there's a bracket on the bottom of the glass. You can see it up in there. That screws into this channel. So hopefully what should happen here, if I take these 4 screws out, then that glass should be able to be disconnected. And I should be able to pull it out when I crank it back down. But we just got to make sure we don't lose these screws into the door. Then I'll be fishing them out with a magnet. But, you know, we'll do what we got to do here to get this out of here and then move on to the next step. I just hope this is easy to put back in. This could be a nightmare lining things up. I just hope it doesn't become one.
Okay. The glass isn't going to fall out, is it?
No, it's sitting on top of this ledge and it's kind of at an angle, so it's not going to just drop.
Okay.
But we are going to have to hold on to it when I roll the thing back down in order, because I got to roll it down to get it up and out.
Yeah.
So we'll have to be ready for that part. All right, we got all 4 screws out. We didn't drop them in the hole. Knock on wood. Let's set them up here so I don't lose them. And then if you want to get back out, we don't need the flashlight at the moment. I want you to hold on both sides of this as I crank it back down. Hold it firmly so that we don't drop it down into the window cavity. All right, we're gonna roll her down. Oh, that's going up. We're gonna roll down. Nice and easy.
How far are you going?
As low as it goes.
Okay.
And then we're going to try to slide it out, but it ain't moving. Oh my gosh. Okay, I wonder if there's another screw that I didn't see or something. Yeah, those are the only screws that I can see that I can get to. That's riveted into a channel. Same back here, so there's nothing I can do with that. I don't understand how that comes apart. I just took the screwdriver and I pushed on the bracket and it slid. So there must be something on that track that clips this on. So it's loose now. I rolled the window back down Let's see if we can get the glass out of the window now. All right, we're getting the glass out.
Oh, I see it.
So difficult. And I'm so leery about it shattering as I'm trying to do this, but it is coming out finally. Oh my God. What a nightmare. What an absolute scary scenario. Anyway, we got that out. We got to find a safe place to set this. Put it over here for now. It seems like there's some weather stripping on there that's old and rotted off. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get that back on there because it goes under this. But this car doesn't sit outside. It's in a garage. And we won't be driving it all that much in the rain. So I'm not all that worried about the frickin' weather stripping. It looks like another piece goes in here too that's on a chrome piece. And that's pretty worn out. I'm sure I could get super anal about all of this and replace everything, but I just don't have time right now to deal with this. I'll have to order everything and wait for it. I'm running out of time to get this car done for Torque Fest. At some point, if I decide this is a problem, now I know how to get the glass out. If I had to, I'm sure I can do it again. I hate half-assing stuff. I don't want to leave it like that, but like I said, I have to order it and I gotta wait for it. It could take weeks to get all this shit in and back in. And I literally only have a few weeks left to finish the car, so we're just moving ahead here. I'm gonna try to get this bracket out now. Okay. Oh, that one decided to re-hook up top. There we go. What in the hell is that connected to? Oh, so our new channel has to slide into this and it screws in here. And it probably does the same back here. But this one doesn't want to let loose. So I hope that's not screwed down below because there's no way I'm getting a screwdriver in there. There's a clip way down in there that I got to get to. And I don't know if I even have a long enough screwdriver. This is barely getting there. Nope, I don't think I can reach it. It's like right on the edge of it, but I can't get any leverage to move it. Oh, it did. It worked. All right. So this is our new piece of window channel. I'll try to share a link for where I bought it at. It took me a little bit to find the right one for the 52 Chevy. And I'm not even 100% certain that it is the right one. It looks like it's about the same as this old stuff. It seems a little wider, but it's kind of malleable, so I'm hoping that it'll work in there. The depth seems to be about the same. It's really close. It's not identical to it, but anyway, I got to try to get these clips off and clip them onto here. I got to bend this around the window to get the shape of the old one, and then I also am going to have to move these brackets onto the new channel. So how that comes apart, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it's literally rusted and falling apart in there, but there's got to be a way to get the new piece onto it. Hopefully not too difficult. So that's where we're at here. And people were saying to not cut it until you're done, because you're going to end up with this, as you bend this, I guess the channel moves. Because underneath of here, this is has a bunch of cut edges. Like the whole thing is cut so it bends easy. I got to come into this, get the glass in the channel, and then we'll start to bend it around. We don't want it to get creased at all, so we gotta take our time as we're trying to bend it. And it's really weird material. It's trying to do some weird bending here this direction. Okay, so here's where we're at the moment with all this stuff. So we're gonna eyeball this off the old one so that I know where to cut off the extra. If there's enough of this left intact by the time I do it. This thing is just crumbling as I hold on to it. This is just so crumbly and junky.
It's terrible.
So I can kind of show what this is made out of on the inside, how it bends. So it has this metal that has all these perforations cut in it, so that you're able to get it to bend back and forth and go the direction you want. But you got to be careful bending it because you don't want it to do the crease. And then these just extend as you're twisting. Okay, so we ran into a little snag. Shaping it to the window doesn't work because it doesn't fit into the damn car. So we have to shape it to the shape of this actual old one. Take this off and straighten this back out. So I got to put the bend in a different spot. It looks like it's shaped pretty good to the old one now. But now we got to figure out how they come off of the old channel and get it onto the new channel without breaking them. That's going to be the task. So I got to figure out how to do that. It looks like there's little metal pieces that must bend into the fabric here and bend over. Here we go. I got one popped. Okay, this is going to be a really extremely difficult thing to reuse, because not only do these pins go through this, the backing of this is solid metal. So it's not like I can just push that through. So here's what I've decided to do. These things with their little brackets, these little pinch things, I cannot get them into the new one. I'd have to drill a hole for every one of these and then bend them in. I can't even imagine the logistics of all that. This all has felt in here. It would just be a friggin' nightmare. So we're gonna try to salvage all of these by bending them all down and just get it to stay within this little channel here. It should be able to stay there, I think. But I'm gonna turn the camera off because it doesn't make any sense to film this tedious job. We'll just come back when we're ready to put it back in the car. All right, so what I'm gonna attempt to do now, I got all these clips off, I got them all straightened out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put them back in here where they were originally in the car. And then the hope is that when we set the new channel up into these, they'll just go into place and it will hold it. So let's try to get these back in where they were. It took a bit to get them straightened out, but it wasn't too difficult. It's just a little time consuming. And that's the last one of these kind of clips. Let's see if we can get these clips out. Well, I was trying to do that when it was in there. I couldn't do it when the whole channel was in there. But now that we got this access, it's a little easier to get to. I say that, and then the next one's an asshole. There we go. All right, we got those clips back in with the little tabs bent down. Getting them back in. There it goes. So the battery in the GoPro decided to die, so that's why we're not using that anymore. So we're just gonna go to town without it. Now let's see about getting this old track, or the new track, back in the old window space. And there is a clip in the front and in the back that this has to go into. You just gotta try to finagle it in without bending it out of shape of what I need it to be. All right, that went back in a lot smoother than I was thinking it would. I know I gotta get this into a channel down here, and then this is gonna pop up into this place. So I got some double-sided tape. I'm gonna put the double-sided tape in between where these clips are. So once this is pushed up in, the clips will keep it from moving back and forth, and the double stick tape should also help to adhere it, so it shouldn't be able to move around. And I can't get it 100% in. I'm gonna have to push it up with this when I'm ready because it's sticking to my fingers. Maybe I can get it with a screwdriver, and that's gonna probably stick to the screwdriver. Yeah, we don't wanna do that. So we'll just get it tentatively in place. Oh, that's the way you do it, duh. Put this up in there first, then peel the backing. I've used double-sided tape many, many times in my life. I always do that, and I don't know why I just did that ass backwards this time, but whatever. This is not working like I thought it would at all. These little clips are not really doing their job like I thought they would because this thing seems slightly wider. And this isn't attached to anything but the tracks that they go into down in the bottom is the only thing that it kind of attaches to. And the double-sided tape isn't reaching this, and the clips aren't really clipping. So none of this is going like I had hoped. All right, we're getting the glass back in now. I got to try to get it lined back up with the track. None of this went into my liking. I'm just hoping it holds. Maybe I'll take the wife's suggestion. Once we have this in place, maybe I'll run a bead of caulk in there or something that'll help to kind of hold it. Because the clips, they line up better now. I was able to take a pry bar and jam these back into the channel that's screwed in. It's obviously not going to be factory. It's not factory. But I gotta try to get the track back on here now. I don't know how well that's gonna go, but we're gonna try to scoot this back up where I can see it and try to line our track back up with it to put the screws back in. Oh gosh, that just scared me. Okay, we are completely off where we need to be. So I gotta roll this back down and try to figure out how to get that right. Because this part is attached to the window. So we are on the outside of where we want to be. We got to get that on the other side of that. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to want to go. Oh, I see what's going on.
Yeah?
Yeah, the back of the window is touching it. Oh, there it goes. This piece here was touching this, so as I was trying to pry it, it wouldn't move. So now that we got that off, I should be able to finagle it. It's just a matter of wiggling and wobbling until it gets in there, but I got to put the flashlight down to do it. Screw holes are lined up. Awesome. Oh, these little victories make me happy. And I'm not going to tighten them all the way till I get all of them in there, and then we'll tighten them up just in case I got to make some weird adjustment or something. This is when I need a light on my head to aim at what I'm doing. All right, now we'll get them all tight. And let's test the window to see how it cranks up and down. Oh my gosh, it actually frickin' worked. Look at that.
Oh.
I can't believe I did it. That is joy. I have never done any of this stuff, so when I can pull something like that off, I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, I think we're still gonna run some caulk up in here, and we'll keep this window tight to do it, just to make sure that none of this starts to pop loose just because none of it actually is going into the window channel like we had actually hoped it would. So, yeah, it's literally, I don't know if you can see it. Those clips are not even touching the track at all. And the tape isn't really touching either. I thought maybe when I cranked this window up all the way, it would push it up into place, but it's not going up in there, so. All right, we're gonna do what all the professionals do. We're gonna use some, this is the tub and tile. It's water resistant, scrub resistant, mold resistant, water resistant, so water cleanup. It's perfect. It's gonna do exactly what we need to keep this shit in place up in here. So we got the window completely cranked up tight. Just give this stuff plenty of time to dry in here over the next week before we're ready to put in the tack strip and stuff. Actually, we might, if we get this other side done tonight, we might be good to go to do the tack strip tomorrow if this dries overnight. I don't know how well it's gonna dry, but we'll see.
Okay.
Okay, now I gotta remember how I took this other one apart. Getting back to doing this tack strip today. Try to get this all put back together. Oh, that one. There it goes. I'd already started this, and then I realized I needed to replace the channel. So I had to tear all this back out, start over basically. Oh, jeez. That about went through the fabric. Let's back it out a little bit. That should hold though. Now that we got done with putting in the tack strip in the windows over here, we are going to put a sound deadener onto the ceiling, and it's a little thicker than what we put on the floor, so we're going to get doing that now. Move on to putting the headliner in, hopefully. That's how loud the ceiling is now. You want to tap on the top so they can hear it from out there, and we'll see how that sounds after we get done putting this in. So you got to be really careful with this stuff, because once you stick it, it doesn't want to come off easily. So it's not 100% centered where I wanted it, but it's in there, and it should change the sound pretty well. All right, we're completely done now with the sound deadener in the car, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. You got it going around the whole ceiling. It's way better than what the factory was. We just threw some scraps back in the corners on each side just to fill those gaps up, but it's completely full. The way that it was before, it had some like 4 inches of old like fiberglass, and it wasn't really a deadener for much, but this should insulate and deaden. You can hear the difference. You can knock on that side. Well, we ended up running into a little bit of trouble. I thought we were all done putting in the tack strip around the window channels and everything, but what ended up happening, the tack strip, I don't know if you can see it there, I had to cut the edges off of it. I had to cut gaps in for the trim piece to be able to screw in. And it took forever to line all this up. It was at least a couple of hours screwing around, trying to get that figured out. I'm glad we test fitted it before we tried to put the headliner on though, because it might have been a nightmare later. It just set us back. Right now we're going to try to get the headliner in. It's probably not going to be completed tonight because we lost a lot of time dealing with that. But I want to see if we can get the bows in, get it lined up, start getting it ready to be stapled in. So that's what we're working on now. All right, so try to show you what we got to do. We got to get this one bow onto this here, and then we pull everything back from that one because that'll be holding in place. But we got to try to get it centered, make sure the fabric's the same on both sides as much as possible, and then finagle all of this in. All right, hopefully the camera's aiming at this well. So I got to get the bow into this track here, this little clip. It's kind of tricky to get it in there. So then once it's in there, you got to come to this side. Let me get a light over here so we can see what's going on. Somewhat of a light. Anyway, this side then has to pop into this hole. And it's literally like a bow and arrow. You gotta like really twist this shit. And then you gotta pull it back forward here to get it taut. And then I'm realizing that I got an issue here now. This fabric is getting caught up on that bow. So I'm wondering if I need to cut back my seam a little bit more on these so that it moves a little easier, because that is not gonna work. You gotta be really careful not to cut through the actual fabric of the zebra print. Let's see now. Make sure everything's still in place here. Yeah, that looks a lot better now.
It does look better.
Things were getting a little squirrely there. I got 2 more to go, and I'm running out of headspace to see what I'm doing back here.
Come on this side now?
Well, that one went right in. Let's hope this one goes in okay. Oh, these bows are tricky when they get into the side over here. All right, let's see my fabric, make sure it pulls down. Oh, that one's outside the window. That one's up into place already. That's where it needs to be. I think I'm good on that fabric there. Double check. It's pretty good there, I think. All right, that's where it needs to be. So it'll get tight when I pull it back and I staple it into this tack strip all along here. Once it's stapled in, it won't be able to move anymore. So the bows are in the back. I just got to get these last couple up in the front. So the wife pointed out that I got a little bit ahead of myself starting to put this headliner in. I forgot we have to install the windlace around this edge, and it has to be stapled in before the headliner. But the staples that I have are not going to work for this. So what I realized that I can do is I can get all these bows in, and I still have room here that I can move it out of the way to tack in the windlace. So we're going to go ahead and finish the headliner, but I'm glad she pointed that out to me. And because we don't have the right staples, we're going to have to wait on that anyway. So we'll get back to putting the headliner in. The other thing I did was put the screws here where the sun visors are going to go, and then there's coat hooks in the back too that I put the screws in. That way, once the headliner's all in, I can find these and cut them out so that I can access them to put things back. And let's get back to work with this now. Get this in there. I guess that bow is just gonna pull forward when I get the next bow in and then tighten the front, apparently, because it doesn't want to come forward right now. Oh boy, the angle of this stuff. There we go. Make sure our fabric's not pinching. Oh, there it went, sorta. Yeah, as I start stapling things in, it'll tighten up. So this is where we have to stop for today. I can't get it all in because I don't have the staples. But there's a sneak peek of our custom headliner. Got to do some tweaking yet to get it all into place and then get the staples in it to hold it in. Today we're going to tackle making some new door cards for this thing. These old ones are in really bad shape. You can tell they're like really warped. They're pretty much falling apart. I just picked this one up and the bottom rail came off. And these things are dangerous. I just sliced my finger open. So just be really careful when you're messing with these things. There's some sharp spikes on these metal strips. So I gotta be mindful of that. I don't want to get more cuts in my hands while I'm trying to make these things work. But I'm gonna have to take all these pieces off, tape them together to keep them with which door so that I don't mix them up, and then we're going to make some patterns on this board that we bought. It's a type of board I found at Menards. I'm going to look it up. I'll try to share a link for what it is. I don't remember what it was called, but it's like an 1/8 inch 4x8 sheet. I got a couple sheets of this so we can cut these patterns out. So we're going to get to work on that. I just did some inspecting on the inside of the actual car door because I wasn't sure what these were for. There's actually a couple of hooks inside the door panel that these rest on, I guess to help square things up. And then there's another one that goes along the bottom that hooks in across here. One of those spiky things that I cut my hand on. Anyway, I got everything marked out here. We're going to try to get as much as we can on one sheet. I know I can't cut all 4 out of one, unfortunately, so I had to buy 2. We'll get this all set up and just keep moving forward here. So these are the hooks that I got to cut those little rectangles out for. It just slides down. This must help center it, and then it also goes into this ridge down here. Alright, we got 2 of these things done. We got 2 more to go. We got these door panels all cut out now and drilled out. All the holes are in them. They're all ready to go. Alright, the plan for now is to try to mock these up in here. I'm not going to be using the clips because I couldn't find the proper ones, so I'm just going to use screws to mount these into the car, and we're going to mark some areas where we're going to actually mount the screws, so that's what we're doing now. Oh, the door handles, or the window crank's on. That ain't going to work. Now, we had all these fitting in here before, but now with this in here, it's kind of changing the way this lines up. So I might have to take off the top edge. So it's a good thing we're mocking this shit up in here to figure these things out. Because after the fact, if we had this all wrapped already, we'd be in trouble. Need to put those metal strips onto these new door cards that we made. And on each one of these, there's a nail, a bunch of nails that stick out that were used to fasten these to the actual car. But we're gonna eliminate those. We're gonna use screws. So I gotta break all those out of there and then try to get these metal pieces onto the actual door. So we keep running into dilemmas here. I got this one started on the door card, but I don't have a way to fasten it. The staples are too thick. They're gonna come right through. So we're gonna scrap that idea. I think I'm gonna get, well, I ordered some upholstery tacks we can stick through here and just bend them over on the back side, I think. I don't know what else to do to put this together. We have one of these seat backs sewn up now. The seam put together here. So this wraps around, this would be the driver's side, comes around the back. I'll have to wrap it around the whole frame of it. We got it doubled up on the back of here. I just have to sew this in by hand. This cardboard piece locks in at the base of the seat. So we couldn't do this with the machine that we have, so I got to do this by hand. So we're going to do that now. Well, we got the first one wrapped. She ain't pretty here. I couldn't figure out how to get around that. I'm not a professional upholsterer. Most people are probably not even gonna notice it. Well, we got two of these wrapped. They didn't turn out as perfect as I would have liked them, but again, we're not professionals, so we got that on there. Then the next dilemma we have is over here, trying to wrap these metal pieces that go along the front seat. On this old fabric, these were sewn in right on the edge, and I messed up and sewed them this direction, thinking that's how they hooked in. But they actually have to be sewn right on the edge, and then you got to roll this up and start sewing it around as this curves around it, which is going to be a nightmare to do by hand, but that's what I got to do. So another setback. We're just going to keep moving. Eventually this thing will get put back together. All right, I got this sewn in, but now I got to figure out how the hell to get it inside this little lip. There's like no room for this, man, and I already broke this part when I was trying to sew it together. I don't know if I could slide it through, maybe. Maybe that's how they do it. Ah, okay. Seems like the best way to do it, but it's just barely moving through there now. It's getting stuck. There it goes. Well, I got one wrapped. It's not perfect, but it's done. So we got a lot going on in this video, and we're not done, and we're not going to be done for a minute. So we're going to end this one because it's getting too long, and we'll come back with another video soon. I don't know what you got going on today, but it seems like a great day to chase your dreams. We're going to get back to living ours. We'll see you next time. Ah, shit. I have these backwards.
Okay.
I was like, this, yeah, that's got to be on the inside of the car. So these go on the opposite sides.
Maybe they'll hold even better.
I doubt it.
Oh.